Hi everyone, good evening. Okay, so for those of you na first time dito inside the group for this particular segment inside our group, the Chilionnaire Share Chair is parang a segment where we share the wins of students inside the Branding That Sells workshop. So we'll make it to a point now we have like 1 or 2 guests every week just so you guys are para lang ma-inspire kayo, or especially for the others who are just aspiring freelancers na curious about ano ba talagang meron sa freelancing and what is special about freelancing. And I always consider you guys, especially when creating content like this, I always make it to a point na alalahanin kung nasan ako nung nagsisimula ako. Because that's how I want to help you guys. Na parang, ano ba yung mga kailangan ko nung nagsistart ako? And this is definitely one of it. Like, yung makarinig ng journey ng isang tao na once nangarap without parang kumbaga unarmed, without skills, without so much experience, and sobrang bago in freelancing. I just want to be, kumbaga a channel na nakakatulong to raise awareness on those things, especially for those na beginner na not really sure how freelancing works and how to navigate the freelancing world. So tonight I am very excited to have you guys meet our guest, and I am very excited for this episode kasi I remember our first conversation, she was asking for help sa akin. Sa parang meron siyang current employer, if I am not mistaken, or parang freelance work, home-based job kuno. Pero she was not happy with the workload that she has, and nag-ask siya sa akin ng help how to negotiate. Parang paano niya iiwanan yon. Parang her option that time was to leave that particular client. Pero I suggested na negotiate her way through it. Baka pwede bawasan yung workload, but still get her compensation na hindi na siya stressed. So there goes the title of this Chilionnaire Share Chair episode 2. So that's Tired and Broke to Multiple Six-Figure Freelancer in just 2 months. Okay, so here we go. Here is Graciela. Hi!
Hi!
Ayan, so say hi to everybody. Ayan.
Hello sa mga nanonood.
Okay, so we have about 80 plus viewers. So hello sa inyo. Ayan. Ayan. Oh, pa-smile lang yan, pero kinakabahan yan si. Ayan, so I believe it is also one of her goals to be parang I remember if ikaw yun, parang you told me na parang may interview din ako inside the answer centers, and we are. So it all starts with the thought na gusto ko din yun. So for those of you guys who are watching in a few weeks or a few months time, definitely you're also gonna be here. So wag na natin to patagalin. I know our viewers are very curious about your journey and paano nga ba nagawa ni ate girl na within the span 2 months, girl, 2 months. Nagpula talaga ako. I mean, nagkakameron tayo conversation, you're asking me stuff, and then biglang, bam, 6 figures. Hindi lang isa, 6 figures in just 2 months. So, eto, very first question, what's your background? Where were you before and now? Tell us about your journey. Kwento mo sa kanila. Well, ako kasi medyo alam ko, pero people, sino si Graciela before, and how was her journey, and where is she right now?
Last 2017, I am a sales team leader in a world-class resort sa Mindanao. Taga Mindanao talaga ako. And ayun, sales team leader ako and yung ayun nga, super layo, di ba? Super layo ng buhay ko now and then back then. Kasi, ayun nga, ano yun siya, parang kailangan talaga, syempre, ano siya resort. So, kailangan talaga na walk-in talaga yung work ko doon. And then, when the pandemic hit, so, nawalan kami ng work kasi most companies na hindi necessary for the pandemic, nagko-close talaga that time, year 2020, last year ata yun. And then, so, walang work, as in, super wala talaga. Yung, namin, hindi same sa iba na kahit walang work, compensated pa rin. Pero doon sa amin hindi. As in, wala. As in, zero income talaga. So, I decided na maghanap ng like mga part-time jobs online. Tapos wala pa akong laptop noon. Nakikihiram pa lang ako ng nakikihiram pa lang ako ng computer sa kuya ko 3 to 5 hours a day. And then, nag-aaral ako through phone lang. Through phone lang, nag-join ako ng mga free courses, free trainings na madalas talaga nangyayari every 1 a.m., 2 a.m., ganong oras. And then, ayun, so, as naghahanap ako ng mga group sa Facebook, then na-discovered ko yung freelancers helping freelancers. And then, parang naliwanagan ako na parang ibang mundo pala yung ibang mundo talaga yung freelancing. So, ayun, nag-search and hanggang sa medyo nagkakaalam. As in, super wala talaga akong idea na may ganun pala, na may digital, like legit pala yung freelancing online. As in, wala. Kasi iniisip ko work lang. Okay, parang resort, corporate offices, mga ganun lang. Pero, ayun. Yun.
So, parang with her story, di ba, you can really see na kahit saan ka galing na industry, kung nandun talaga yung mo, parang if you gravitate towards really learning about something,
Yeah.
diba? And if you just really try, and ayun nga, na-mention niya, even free content, diba? Sobrang daming valuable content out there na you just consume it and you're gonna have results. I mean, para sa akin, in my point of view, yung mga courses, digital products, mas matindi lang yung results niya kasi may accountability. Kumbaga, nagbayad ka eh. So, parang you won't waste it. Para lang siyang gym membership na pag nasa bahay ka, tinatamad ka mag-workout. Pero, pag nag-gym membership ka, di ka tatamad din. Kasi di ba sayang naman yung yung binayad.
Yeah.
So, I can see it that way. And of course, it's a shortcut to information na talagang, yes, pwede mo silang makita sa Google, definitely. Pero, the info that you're getting kasi sa mga trainings, ganyan, na mga, it's something na based from experience na. And the result of trial and error. So, kumbaga, it's a system that really works. I-apply mo na lang. So, ayun, diba? So, ang next question ko is, how was your journey? Like, tell us about paano ka napunta dun sa state of mind na kaya mo palang mag-earn ng 6 figures. Na, kasi syempre, di ba, I believe na na-expose ka sa FHF, nakikita mo yung mga wins, di ba, nung una. Kahit you're not. So, parang doon, parang na-prep yung mind mo na, uy, possible pala. But, what is it na nangyari from the moment na nalaman mo na, uy, posible pala, parang to you, transforming into that human being na talagang made it happen? What is it in between? Is it something na natutunan mo inside the workshop? Ano yung mga things na naging effect nun or impact nun sa journey mo? So, tell us about that.
Actually, nag-start ako sa freelancing last year, May 2020. And then, ayun nga, hindi ko na-expect talaga na aabot, like, endless talaga yung earnings mo pag pinaghirapan mo talaga yung freelancing. Tapos, dun sa sa FHF, dito sa group na to, ayun, nakakita ko nung first, si Miss Jen ata yun yung nag-hit ng basta multiple yun din yan siya, multiple figure din yun siya.
Oo.
And then sabi ko, wala, paano din na nagagawa yun? Like ganun. Tapos iniisip ko freelancing, baka yan, yan siguro yung mga Upwork, mga ganyan. Kasi as in, wala talaga ako ka-idea.
Oo.
Tapos ayun, nag-search ako, paano sila nakaka-earn ng ganun? Tapos like, nasa bahay lang, tapos
Yes.
yung minsan may nagsasabi pa na nag-work lang sila 2 to 5 hours a day or
Yes.
kahit 1 hour a day lang, ganun. Tapos multiple clients pa. Sabi ko, paano nila ginagawa yun? So, ayun, nag-search, and then, kasama na din yung, pag-set ko ng mindset ko na, kaya ko yan, kaya ko din gawin yan, alam ko sa sarili ko na ma-reach ko din yan. Sabi ko ganun. In time, magagawa ko yan, makaka-earn ako ng ganyan kalaki. Hindi sa mukhang pera. Pero,
Oo.
ito kasi yung feeling na, like, sa ganong age pa lang, tapos nasa bahay ka lang, parang too good to be true, but it really happened. It's for real. Legit talaga siya.
Yeah.
Parang
Oo.
ganun. Yung mindset lang talaga. And then, yung determination mo na yung believe mo din sa sarili mo na kaya mong gawin yan, kaya mong ma-reach yung ganong figure.
Okay. Sige. So, siguro, parang in the point of view of our viewers, parang, ay, nagagawa niya yan kasi meron siyang skill na ganito, skill na ganyan. So, what is that thing na masasabi mo na parang kumbaga in the beginning, it's a limiting belief na kumbaga kailangan expert na ako. Kailangan 5 years experience in branding bago pa ako makahandle ng branding clients or social media clients. Anong masasabi mo dun sa statement na yon? And mind you guys, si Graciela, she's already handling like big brands, local brands here in the Philippines. Big brands already. And katulad niya ng na-mention namin kanina, zero experience, zero portfolio, zero everything. Coming from a really entirely different, different industry. So, what can you say about it? And, ayun, what are your main takeaways na kasi 'di ba syempre in the beginning baka ganun din naiisip mo na baka ay hindi ko yan kaya nila yan kasi ganito sila, but this is that one idea na talagang gusto mo tanggalin sa mga viewers natin, even members na FHF. I just want to remove that kumbaga notion na hindi ka pwede mag-freelance or hindi ka pwede mag-offer ng ganitong service if hindi ka pa expert. So what's your take on that?
Actually, ayun nga, based on experience, sobrang layo. Graduate ako ng HRM. And then, I work as a sales team leader. So, super layo talaga siya sa digital marketing, sa social media. And then, madalas ko kasi din naririnig na ayaw nila mag-freelancing or hindi para sa kanila yung freelancing kasi nga, hindi sila marunong sa design, hindi sila marunong magsulat ng captions, hindi nila like, wala pa silang tools, walang laptop, walang computer, ganun. Actually, hindi talaga ako naniniwala sa mga ganyang reasons. Kasi, nag-start ako using my phone. Wala dito yung old phone ko. Using my own phone, and then, isang old notebook, parang pocket notebook, and then pen lang. Doon ako nag-start, as in super proud ako. Hindi ko talaga ikakahiya yan, na doon ako nagsimula sa phone. And, ayun, wala akong laptop. Pero, kumuha ako ng laptop upon nung pagkakuha ko ng first client ko. Like, hindi pa ako sure na tatagal kami nun kasi magkano pa lang yung rate ko dun sa kanya. Pero, ayun, nag-invest ako. Yun yung pinaka first investment ko sa pagpasok ko sa freelancing. So, ayun, gusto ko lang, na hindi, tanggalin nyo sa isip nyo yung thinking na, hindi ko kaya yan kasi hindi ako marunong mag-design, hindi ko alam paano gamitin sa Canva, hindi ko alam paano gamitin sa Photoshop. Kasi sa akin, hindi talaga ako efficient sa Photoshop. Alam ko lang crop lang. Pero sa branding that sells workshop, nalaman ko yung gawa ng mga mock-ups, mga ganun. Actually, along the way, makaka-learn ka rin naman. Pero for now, for those who are still starting pa or parang naguguluhan pa, tanggalin nyo yun sa isip nyo, yung barrier na thinking na I can't start because wala pa akong laptop. I can't start kasi hindi ako marunong mag-design. Because lahat ng yan, makukuha nyo din yan. Matututunan nyo din yan along the way. So, ayun.
Yes, true. And ayun nga, parang it's like crossing the bridge when you get there. Parang you make the most out of the things na meron ka ngayon. 'Di ba? Parang
Yeah.
anong mangyayari if you're just gonna keep on complaining na ito lang yung meron ako ngayon, then okay lang din naman. But ito, realize this, that if you do not change anything today sa lahat ng ginagawa mo, if you won't change anything, then definitely do not expect change tomorrow. Kasi ganun lang yun. If you're gonna take action today, definitely, kung wala ka pa man client bukas, then you're 100 times better than you are than yesterday. And that's the goal naman palagi. So, like her, she started with a mobile phone. So, dito, mapuprove natin na hindi tayo nang sa scams ads natin. Kasi, diba?
Hindi.
With the ads kasi, diba? Parang if you've been, here in the FHF, siguro galing kayo sa ads outside, and we really highlight na pwede ka talaga mag-start ng mobile phone, and this really proves that. Kasi kaya naman talaga eh. If you're just resourceful, you can. And if makaklose ka ng isang client, bili ka ng ng entry level na laptop. And it doesn't have to be like mega yung nila, yung mga Chinese. Hindi ko alam kasi yung mga RAM, mga ganyan. Magana yung mga softwares na kailangan mo. And ngayon lalo, sobrang low maintenance kasi Canva, okay na. So, but for those of you who are new lang here and you're watching and you're an aspiring brand designer or a social media design strategist or basta ganon, and if you fear na gumamit ng Canva, kasi definitely ang daming haters out there na sabi, graphic designer ka na yan kasi gumagamit kang Canva. So, the thing here is, ang kailangan mo kasi dyan is your very own personal creative direction and creativity. And you use Canva as a tool for it. Hindi natin sinasabi na gamitin mo lang lahat ng templates, but more of use these templates as inspiration and pag-combine-combine mo sila, and eventually, meron kang isang magandang output. And sobrang convenient nga ni Canva ngayon kasi parang you're gonna see parang different creative directions already. And ikaw, pili ka na lang kung ano yung atake mo for that specific client. And saka mo ipapasok yung brand strategy. So ako, personally, I've mentioned this before, I've been using Photoshop ever since nasa grade school pa lang ako. Adobe Photoshop 7.0. So hanggang ngayon, Photoshop pa din. Pero guys, 80% of my workload I do in Canva. 20%, ayun na, sa Photoshop. Pero the rest, this just proves na with Canva, you can be really productive and okay na talaga yun. So, don't mind the haters ng Canva dyan. Kasi guys, talaga, it's a gift from God. Yung Canva.
As in.
Sobrang useful niya talaga. And, ayun, parang sobrang fan ako ni Canva. Parang kung ano man yung mga, diba, same. So, I guess people inside the workshop would also say the same. So, my next question for you is, what can you say is your number one takeaway from, parang ano yung naging difference? Like, how was Graciela before having the workshop, and how did it change you, and what was your number one takeaway if you're gonna pick just one takeaway? Para then for those of you who are watching, diba? Parang those of you who are watching, mag-enroll kayo or hindi kayo mag-enroll, it's okay. Dito, we want just to highlight kung ano yung main thing na natutunan nila. So maybe you can also research on that or you dig deeper on that kasi definitely baka makatulong din yun sa inyo. So let's hear from her.
Number one takeaway ko, again, backstory, July 2020, narinig ko si Nian about her workshops. And then sabi ko, gusto ko mag-enroll kasi first service ko talaga, branding design talaga yung una sa akin, graphic design, ganon. Tapos, basta may one client ako noon na as in super na-discourage ako and then, ayun, nag-transition ako to SMM. And then, July 2020, nakita ko yung post ni Nian sa FHF na may branding, branding workshop. Sabi ko, ala, gusto ko to. Ni-message, nangingi pa ako ng pera kay mama. Sa kay mama, pautang ng pera pang ano ko. Sabi ko, pautang ng pera pang enroll ko lang ano. Pero wala. Ayun, nagsasabi ko na hindi ako, iipon ako ng pera para sa workshop. Sabi, iipon ako ng pera para sa workshop. Yung workshop para sa akin talaga yan. So, ayun, pag-enroll ko last February 2021, una pa lang, first introduction pa lang, nakuha na ako sa video. Like, sabi ko, ang ganda. Tapos, yung reason din na nag-enroll ako, first is, ayun nga, gusto kong i-pursue yung design. Gusto ko mag-upskill sa branding and design. And then, second reason ko for joining is I really need help from Nian. Sabi ko, really need help from Nian. Sabi ko, ganun. Tapos, ayun, pag-join ko nung branding workshop, first pa lang, Nian talked about the non-negotiables, which I really need to set up to move forward. So, ayun, yun yung number one takeaway ko sa branding that sells workshop na you really need to set your non-negotiables prior to getting clients or prior to starting your business. Kasi once na wala kang ni-set na non-negotiable sa business mo, as in magkakagulo talaga ang lahat. What happened, yun yung nangyari sa akin before ko na-meet si Nian. So, ayun, always check your business, like iset nyo yung non-negotiables mo, yung number of hours ng pag-work nyo. Kasi yung main goal ko is to have time freedom and financial freedom. Ayun, yun yung goal ko. And then, ayun nga, pag-join ko ng BTSW, nalaman ko about non-negotiable. So, nag-set ako ng time, which helped me, really helped me na nag-transform talaga yung business ko from previous and after na BTSW. Now, ngayon, anytime na ako, nag-work na lang ako ng 1 to 2 hours per client, gano'n, everyday. Tapos, whole day akong halos tulog. Tapos, as in, grabe. Diba, sana all, pero legit yan. Sa mga kilala sa akin, legit yan. Grabe talaga. Tulog ako, halos buong araw tulog ako, tapos gumigising na ako pag gusto ko mag-work, pag may kailangan na work, ayun. Yes. Basta set your non-negotiables yan talaga. Yun yung pinaka-importante pag nagsisimula pa lang.
Diba? Parang, for those of you, again, syempre for those of you who are not enrolled, yung non-negotiable kasi guys, ito, libre yung non-negotiable, para din ma-apply nyo with your own lives. Hindi lang kasi siya sa career It's more of yung mismong how you live your life. Kasi ako, I do not campaign for freelancing para lang kumita tayo ng kumita, but more of I campaign for freelancing kasi this will give us both time and financial freedom. And usually kasi with a normal setup, lalo na sa atin na hindi naman parang ipapamana sa atin ng mga magulang natin yung business nila, tapos instant, diba, sobrang yaman na tayo. So for those of us na parang self-made, now we're trying to have our own path, I really campaign for freelancing because this is a way to shortcut things. Saan ka naman kukuha ng katulad ni Graciela, like in 2 months time, nag 200k ka. So, saan mo kukuha ng ganun? Saan ka kukuha ng sweldo na nag-start ka ng 20,000 pesos, tapos, in 2 months time, bigla ka nag 200k? I mean, that just doesn't exist in the, kumbaga hindi naman to, tawag dito, to badmouth the other industries. I mean, I'm a fan of, ang tawag dito, employment. I think it is good, especially if you think it is for you. But I am just speaking in a point of view of those who wants to be their own boss. Syempre, meron tayong ibang population dyan at kasama ako doon. Parang
ako din.
parang the other side of the world na we do not need much. Ang gusto lang natin is to have both time and financial freedom.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
kaya I really campaign for freelancing. Kasi, bakit ba to hindi ginagawa ng madaming tao? Well, for those of you who are interested, I mean, dati, when I was beginning the workshop, I almost stopped continuing. And then, during that time, parang I have this guilt feeling na pag, parang ano tawag doon, parang there's this kind of information na meron ako na hindi ko ma-share. And I believe ikaw din, Graciela, right at this moment, di ba? Parang nagwawala yung motivation
Yeah.
inside. Guys, nandito na, parang this time and financial freedom, and you do not need to be this, to be that. Parang hindi mo kailangan maging parang kung sino man yung mataas na tao, you can be starting from scratch, you can come from a poor family, you can start from anywhere. And in no time, if you're just really going to be persistent dun sa gagawin mo, and for me, the key here is hindi option na mag-fail. And I think that's
Yeah.
also something very special to Graciela, kasi yun yung nakita ko na parang kahit hindi ako familiar dito, kahit pumasok ako sa isang mundo na parang alien ako, na parang, bakit ang yayaman nila? Diba?
Totoo.
Bakit ganun? So parang the moment that she got exposed to this community and to this type of people, hindi naging option sa kanya na baka para sa kanila lang yan. Hindi yun naging part ng mindset niya. Kasi 'di ba kasi parang kung wala ka nakikitang testimonials, okay, sige, maybe there will be doubts na parang baka sila lang may kaya yan, pero hindi this kind of content is out there, katulad ni Graciela and the other week, si Tala, those na talagang zero experience, coming from nothing. Si Tala, 'di ba, nawalan ng work as a manager, tapos biglang different industry, freelancing. I mean, you have the access to this kind of testimonials. Nakakausap niyo mismo yung tao na naka-experience, and I don't know what greater motivation there is than that. Kasi ayun na nga, napapakita na sa inyo na how things are possible. Ang kulang na lang, ikaw na lang yung kulang dun sa picture of success. And in no time, you're going to be a 6 or 7 figure freelancer yourself. And yung mahalaga dun is we have time freedom. Ayun.
Yeah.
Kaya nga, katulad ni Graciela, ayan, papasyal-pasyal na lang yan. Pero Instagram. So, ayun, nakikita ko yung mga trip niya sa mga museums, diba? Sobrang, it's something na I would want everybody to experience. Not, syempre, if it's something you want, diba? Parang, parang if it's something that aligns with your vision bilang tao, your purpose as a tao, I mean, go for it. Kasi sa akin, it was just once a dream as well. And if it weren't for the people who pushed me to be here, I won't be here. So, ayun, I just want to serve that person sa inyo din, to pay it forward. And kaya we are so grateful na these people inside the workshop, though they don't have to be here, pumapayag sila na maging guest natin. Kasi siguro they have the same reason to inspire then other. So, ayun. I hope you guys, meron kayong mga takeaways, and while we wrap up this session, pwede kayong mag-send na ng mga questions nyo para ma-answer ni Graciela. Tapos, wag nyo siyang kulitin sa messages, kasi I have the experience na every time na may mag-guest dito, na-flood yung message nung nag-guest. So, ayun, my tip for you guys is to ask right now, kasi I have a feeling na hindi din naman ma-replyan ni Graciela lahat kayo. And also, one more thing is almost lahat ng mga content na kailangan nyo, beginning, nandito sa group. Nandito yan. So, search lang kayo sa keyword, may lalabas dyan, madami kayong makikita. And of course, you can listen to the Multimillion Freelance Secret Tapes. That's for free in Spotify. So, nandun yung mga for beginners, as in no experience and all that. So, ayun. To end this Q&A, to end this Q&A with me before we move forward with the Q&A with our audience, I would like to ask, what was the biggest change? Ano yung nangyari from your past self? I mean, sometimes hindi na natin na-revisit yung old life natin. Wow, old life!
Yeah.
I at this moment, I want you to look back at it, and what do you think is the biggest change in your life? I mean, if pagtatabihin mo sila, ano yung magkaiba? What is the main difference with your life before and where you are right now? Kasi I am guessing, your life right now is the life you used to dream of and now you are living.
Yes. Grabe.
Nakakakilig.
Yes.
Diba, every time talaga na ganyan, parang, even pag may mga ganito ho, may mga interview, parang, sometimes, di ba, parang it's a, parang, parang it's still, parang hindi pa siya nagsisink in. And ang malala pa nito, some days, you feel down. You feel like, parang, bakit parang, I'm not doing so much. So, parang, ayun. So, what is that? Parang looking back right now, kung matagal mo na siyang hindi nagagawa, yung pag-look back mo kahit ilang months pa lang naman, what's the biggest change in your life that you can say happened? Just because you did the things that you did, and what's gonna happen kung hindi mo in-apply yung mga bagay na natutunan mo, both from the workshop and not. Pero sige, let's focus on the thing na, what if hindi ka nag-workshop? Where do you think you are right now? And ayun, what was the biggest change?
Kung hindi ako nag-branding that sells workshop, siguro hindi ko pa na-open yung WhatsApp, yung chat namin ni client.
Okay.
Kasi as in, nakakatakot yung feeling na natatakot ka na i-open yung message ni client, baka another task na naman, ganun. Kasi, ayun nga, share ko na lang yung sa client ko, yung na-share ko sa inyo. I landed this first client last July 2021. Wow, pa lang, 1 year na. And then, nag-start, ko siya, parang, ni-treat ko siya as my training ground to start sa freelancing. So, ayun, tinake ko yung, yung offer niya. Like, social media VA yon. And then, I was paid $400 doon, and then ayun, and then month to month may nadadagdag sa akin na task, but walang increase ng compensation. And then nag-work na ako halos sa kanya 12 hours a day, kahit dapat 7 hours lang. But 7 hours is too, ang tagal na ng 7 hours para mag-work every day. Kasi that was my usual life. Again, dun sa past life ko din, ganun din yun sa corporate job ko. So, ayun, nag-work ako almost 12 hours a day sa kanya. And then, ayun, super stressed na. As in, super stressed talaga. So, ayun nga, nung February, nag-join ako sa BTSW and then asked Nian if she can help me with this client, ganun. Kasi, ilang attempts ko na ginawa na gusto ko na talagang humiwalay sa kanila, pero ayaw nila akong bitawan, para gano'n. And then ayun nga, sabi ko kay Nian na please, paano ko i-approach yung client na ganito ganyan, kasi super stress na ako. Ayun, nilatag ko lahat ng ng task ko, and then yung rate kay Nian, sabi ko ganito, ito yung lahat, magkano ba for you yung rate, sabi ko gano'n. Tapos sabi niya ganong rate, 4 figures yung nisabi ni Nian. Sabi ko, hala, grabe, ang baba ko pala. Ayun, super, as in, hindi, ayun, parang, naawa ko sa sarili ko na ganun yung naranasan ko. So, ayun, but thankful pa din naman ako sa client na yun kasi ang dami ko din natutunan sa kanya. Pero, ayun nga, hindi ako makapag-excel, hindi ako makapag-move forward kung sa ganun, pag magsisettle ako sa ganung phase. So, ayun, back then, and then looking back from the past, before freelancing or before BTSW, again, I was a sales team leader. I worked 8 hours a day sa resort. And then, in the evening, may mga gigs ako, nagigig ako. So, magte-take yan ng 3 hours. So, more likely, 12 to 15 hours talaga yung work ko almost every day. And then, I'm earning only around, lagay natin 12 to 15,000 lang, ganun. As in, monthly yan. Tapos, biglang nag-hit yung pandemic. Sabi ko, oh no, wala akong pera. Paano na to? Sabi ko, oh my gosh. Hindi kailangan, sabi ko, oh no, hindi, dapat kailangan ako mag-work. Hindi pwedeng wala akong ginagawa sa buhay ko.
Yes.
Sabi ko, gano'n. So, ayun, tapos pumasok sa freelancing, na discover ang BTSW. And then, as in, ngayon, after BTSW, since lifetime access siya, parang hindi naman sa nag-take advantage kasi lifetime access. Pero, as in, parang everyday or anytime, pwede mong balikan yung mga lessons sa branding that sells workshop. And then, as in, parang, kung gusto mo ng refreshment sa mga knowledge about freelancing, about designs, balikan mo lang yung BTSW. Because ako, sa dami kong gala, sa dami kong hindi na daming work, daming gala na. So, ayun, parang kailangan, goals yun. So, kailangan ko talaga ng refreshment. Ayun. Basta, compare ko lang yung previous and after BTSW. Sobrang layo. Like, 0 to 10 yan. Parang ganun yung scoring. Like, super stress. From super stress to, ayun, free to gala. Ayun. As in, super amazing. Ang ganda, ang ganda.
Sige. Ayun. So, guys, you pretty much have an idea of what's going on. Kasi, ayun nga, I'm happy na, 'di ba, kahit na she's earning like multiple six figures, and this same goes for the others na nag-guest dito. Makikita mo talaga kung sino yung legit na kumikita na. Kasi, hindi nila ganon mini-mention yung kinikita, but more of the freedom that they're getting from it. Well, ako, parang hindi ko alam, pero parang medyo exemption na ata yung sa akin kasi parang you often see like 7-figure, 8-figure freelancer. Kasi syempre, I have to build this kind of authority inside the group kasi baka mamaya post ako ng post doon tapos tapos di nyo naman ako kilala. So parang, ayun, parang that's just something that you guys can consume para parang like ito, Graciela being here, it's parang it's just a proof that things can happen. It is no way to brag. Hindi kami nagbe-brag. It's just really proving to you guys and seeing in flesh yung mga tao made it happen. So, ayun, nag-backread ako. Ito yung mga messages ni, diba haba? Yun yung mga messages niya before. So,
mga rants.
So, same goes, like, pares kami ni Graciela, the moment na, 'di ba, nag-pandemic. And that was also the time na I resigned from my work. And ako, na-realize ko parang patay. Ano gagawin ko? 'Di ba? Parang nasaktuhan na parang the moment na nag-resign ako, una, pumunta ko yung bulkan. So, syempre, taga Batangas ako. So, affected lahat ng bagay. Parang, hala, paano ako gagalaw? Anong gagawin ko? So, next naman doon, COVID naman, ganyan. So, but still, I didn't let these things happening around me na hindi ko naman makokontrol kasi hindi naman ako si God. Wala. Ay, kailangan kasi tumatakbo yung oras ko. Remember, I only gave myself 1 year to prove myself I can do the things that I love for a living. And that's 1 year. Wala kung kung magputo ko ng bulkan, kung magka-COVID outbreak, I didn't stop. I had to do what I had to do. Kasi imagine guys, if tumigil ako nung time na yon, nasabi ko, hindi, hintayin ko muna mawala yung COVID kasi mawawala naman yung, di ngayon, 2 years after, wala to ngayon. These things are not here. And I won't be the 8-figure entrepreneur that I am here, that I am today. Diba? Parang sobrang layo. Parang, para sa akin, it's really life-changing. Yung entire freelancing, di ba?
Yeah.
Talaga, parang, kaya every time that I do this webinar, parang siguro, hindi ko alam, almost 100 na ata yung nagagawa na mga live appearances. But still, my passion for freelancing will always be there. Kasi di ba, parang, sometimes we feel, parang minsan natitake for granted natin yung situation na meron tayo. And it's just for us to move back every time na how our lives before is and ano na siya ngayon, 'di ba? So
Mm.
I will always remind this to you guys na the progress of the people around you can make you feel like you're nothing. Parang feeling mo, ang dami na lang na-achieve, ganyan-ganyan. So, do yourselves a favor and appreciate your own progress. Kasi ayoko na nag-guest si Graciela dito, sasabihin nyo, ay, buti pa siya in 2 months time.
Yeah.
Do not, parang wag kayong mahulog dun sa train of thought na yon. Kasi the fact that you're watching this and I believe you're consuming learning materials inside the group then or from any other groups or other courses, that means malayo na kayo. Malayo pa, pero malayo na. Okay?
Yeah.
So I want you guys to always remember that. So ayun, let's move forward to the question. So, okay. So this first question is from Kirsten Thies. Interesting naman ng name, ate.
Yeah. Ganda.
Ayan. So I would just like to ask in terms of client hunting, how do you reach out to big brands? I understand that you have to connect to decision makers. If you're offering branding strategy or SMM, do you connect to the marketing team, sales team, or are you able to connect to the owner of this big brand? So I can also speak in this question because I also do big brands. So ayan, si Graciela muna.
Actually, sa isang big brand ko na local, yung owner talaga yung nag-reach out sa akin sa Instagram. So, ay hindi. As in sa mga clients ko, sila talaga yung sila yung nag-reach out.
Nag-reach
Though
out.
may time naman na ako yung nag-reach out kasi hindi naman siya parang feeling ko lang kasi na kailangan ko ding mag-move. So, parang necessary din yung ikaw yung mag-reach out ng mga brands. Pero ayun, sa current clients ko, sila po yung lumapit sa akin and ask for help for their social media. And then, do you connect to the marketing team? Hindi. Direct po sa owner ng brands.
Ayun. So, ayun guys, yan ang sinasabi natin na power of branding. So, ito, yan lang something that you should really learn. Guys, madami kasing part ang branding. Branding is not a logo. Logo is part of a branding. Branding is being able to position yourselves out there in the market to where you want to be positioned. Kung paano ka gusto i-perceive, yun yung gagawin ni branding. Ang maganda sa branding is your visual speaks for you. Your visuals become a part of your strategy na anong nangyayari, yung mismong target market mo, yung lalapit sa'yo just because you're creating content specifically for them or it attracts them. So for the others who are negative about this, na parang yung iba kasi, they do not believe in not reaching out. Parang they think na it is not sustainable to rely on inbound. So that's all good, but since if you're a product of the branding that sells workshop, by now, if na-finish mo and all that, you should be aware on how to use it for your own personal business. Kaya nga yung activity doon is unahin mo muna paano ka gumawa ng sarili mong brand. Kasi that's how you get to practice it. I mean, pinagawa ng brand Bible, it doesn't mean na kailangan mo siya at the moment, but for you to have a practice para pagka lumabas ka dyan, marunong ka gumawa ng brand Bible. So that, girls and guys, yun yung mahalaga dito. It's the power of branding. It's how you position yourselves in the market. And I have the same experience with Graciela. So, my Instagram back then was, wala pa siyang 1K followers. And ito yung Instagram page na tawag dito, na na-hack. So, I don't have access to that anymore. Pero okay lang. So, ayun. That was my Views Digital. That's at Views Digital. And we do not have a lot of followers. Basta ako, all content, I make sure quality. So I am not really a fan of doing the algorithm thing. I do not care about followers. Okay, so siguro ako konti dun sa mga taong yun, pero ako okay lang. Kung madami followers, di carry bells. Pero kung wala, okay lang din. So, at that time, I wasn't obsessed with the number of followers that I have, but more of the quality of content that I produce. So, I do not upload every day. Parang minsan nga, 2 weeks na yung gap ng next upload ko. So, I do not have that thing for the algorithm. So, ayun, ang nangyari is also, these brands are the ones na nag-reach out sa akin. So, ayun, if you've been here for a while, mga nag-share ako before kasi, ayun, dati, medyo careless pa ako. I could care less with the NDAs, di ba? Parang, syempre, nung nagsisimula ka, parang excited ka lang na mag-share, na parang, uy, client
Yeah.
ito. Pero, right now, parang we're kind of mas careful tayo. Pero ayun, if you've been here for a while, you've seen me posts of me talking to big brands like P&G, Coffee Bean, so that this brands inbound. Imagine, wala akong
Yeah.
ginawa. Inbound. It's because of branding. Syempre, we have to walk the talk. Syempre, I cannot be teaching you branding tas wala namang results yung branding for me. Well, kaya nga nangyari yung branding that sells workshop. Ibig sabihin doon, kahit hindi ka pa expert in the industry, I mean, you can be an expert along the way as you go and as you gain experience. Pero, the beginning is just being put together. It is just knowing what your brand is and who your target clients are. So,
Yeah.
ayun, that was the start for me. That was the beginning for me. If nakita nyo yung parang page for the branding that sells workshop, nandun yung mga photos namin with the deals that we closed with advertising agencies and all that. So, ayun, that's not me. That's branding. Okay, so
Yeah.
I was just in for about 4 months. And as in, wala, parang I was just like you guys, I was just starting out, pero I positioned myself as an expert. I positioned myself as somebody who can do the job for you. So, ayun. I hope nakakatulong yung ano na yon, yung response na yon. Pero just to answer, when you're client hunting and you want to like reach out and your brand is not that strong, if you think it's not that strong, yun kasi, if you reach out to big brands like we're doing then previously, kasi ngayon, not anymore, kasi parang we're okay naman with the entire thing. But reaching out to big brands, local brands, kahit mag-reach out kayo, ang papatak pa din dyan, branding. Kasi i-check kayo eh. They're gonna
Yeah.
check you. Especially social media design, branding, they're gonna check on you. It doesn't matter kung yung mismong business mo or personal profile mo, they're gonna check on you. So, sa branding pa din siya papatak. So,
Yes.
yun talaga mahalaga doon. So, ayan. Ngayon ko lang nakita yung mga ibang comments nila. Sana all daw, madaming tulog.
Sana all. Kaya nyo yan. Deserve nyo dun yan.
Oo, deserve. So, okay. So, this question is from Ira. How did you take that big leap? How were you able to close a deal with a big client?
Saang big leap ba yung pagpasok ng freelancing or ano?
Ano, siguro,
Yeah.
siguro I think what parang yung pinapertain niya is how are you able to have that big leap into closing a big client? Parang, how did you get to that state of mind na this time, hindi na ako magsisettle for small deals. Dun tayo sa ano. Siguro,
Yeah.
siguro yung reason, kasi I understand the question, di ba? Kasi minsan it's so difficult na lalo na parang dun nga sa $10 per hour ko, pahirapan na kumuha ng client. Paano pa kaya kung mag-charge ako ng 2,000 for a project? I mean, it's a big mindset shift. So, how
Yeah.
did you do it?
Actually, ano talaga, like nagulat din ako kasi yung big brand na yung lumapit sa akin. And then, ayun nga, position mo lang yung self mo as an expert. Like, think na you are 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks or 3 weeks ahead sa client mo. Like, kasi hindi, ikaw yung expert sa ganong niche. For example, sa SMM, ikaw yung expert sa SMM. And then si client, kailangan niya lang ng help. Malamang, hindi naman siya as in super focus sa SMM or kasi focus siya sa business niya. So, ayun, iset nyo lang yung sarili mo as an expert. Yun nga yung sabi ni Miss Nian na set nyo yung sarili nyo as an expert na alam nyo yung ginagawa nyo. And then show up with confidence na, i-share nyo yung vibe or i-share nyo yung vibe or energy na you are the expert, you know what to do, and alam mo na makakatulong ka kay client. Ayun.
Yes.
Actually, they're all the same, ma-low or ma-high ticket client. But how you stand yourself in front of them, yun yung difference niyan. So, ayun, basta be confident. Alam, kaya niyo yan. Kaya niyo yan.
Yes, true. And I agree with that. Mapa high or low ticket, parang whichever client you're talking to, if maganda yung pagka-present mo and how you position yourself as an expert, yung minsan na not earning so much or not yet so much of a big company, if they see na ikaw gaano katindi yung nakikita mong vision for their own brand. I mean, yun kasi yung kailangan natin gawin na parang mapakita natin kung gaano kalaki yung potential ng brand nila na baka sila hindi pa nila nakikita. So I think one of the biggest things that we have to have, yung parang magkameron sila ng moment na, yung light bulb moment na, oo nga no. So if they experience that with you, no doubt, it's money on the table. They're gonna give you big money. So also, I agree dun sa pag-show up na talagang confident. I mean, we've all been there na parang magpipitch ka para sasabihin mo, 50,000. Parang minsan may question mark ka pa na parang 50,000 monthly and alam mo naman na you're just gonna do it like for about an hour a day, 'di ba? So, 'di ba dati parang we're used to 15k monthly tapos biglang 50k tapos isang oras lang isang araw. So we're going to experience that. Parang lahat tayo will go through that. So what I suggest is you just stay confident at that moment. Kung wala kang maisip na solution at that moment, just be confident. Tapos saka ka na mag-breakdown mamaya. Parang diba? Mamaya ka na mag-breakdown.
Be confident, tapos message mo si Nian, paano ko i-close to? Ganun yan
parang yung finishing touches.
Yeah.
So let's have another question. So another question is, just curious po, what was your first project when you started freelancing and you using your only your cell phone? I guess this is yung social media design. Yes. Ayun.
Actually, ayun nga, sa pag-start ko ng freelancing through sa cellphone, ayun na, nag-join ako ng mga free trainings, mga international, from different business coach talaga. Since super ang dami ko ng groups na sinalihan. And then, ayun, pag may free training, nagsasubscribe ako doon, ganyan. And then, yung first project ko was branding design, based in Laguna. And then, ayun nga, tapos hindi kami masyadong magkasundo ng kuya ko. But, ayun, through that project, sabi ko, pakihiram ng laptop ko, ganyan. Pero, sa ibang din, ayun nga, nanghiram ako ng ng computer. Pero, ayun nga, 3 to 5 hours. Madalas 3 hours lang kasi ginagamit niya din. So, ayun, isa din is nag-install ako ng Canva again sa mobile phone. So, doon ako nag-i-edit. Dati yung Canva, wala pa yung mga guidelines. Ang hirap mag-edit talaga sa phone. Pero, ayun, hindi. Kailangan kong gawin yun. So, nag-i-edit ako through phone, mga social media graphics. And then, ayun, nung nagka-client na, as in yung first client ko, doon ako nag-start talaga na mag-invest. So sabi ko, ito na yon. Sinimulan ko na, hindi na walang atrasan na to. Kasi gumastos na ako
Yes.
So, ayun.
Kasi the others would also be tempted to spend, di ba? Parang you spend to unnecessary. Pero ayun, when we're beginning in business, we should also realize na minsan, a little goes back to us. Pero once na everything is put together and okay na, it will all be worth it, diba?
Yes.
200k in a span of so, diba? Hindi pa ba sulit yon? So, I guess that concludes our episode tonight kasi mag-8 p.m. na din, 4 minutes to 8 p.m. So, I just want to spend the remaining time to thank you for joining us. And sana you won't be tired to be an inspiration to others. Kasi by the end of the day, lahat naman tayo, we all started on the other part of the screen, diba? Parang in the audience. But right now, here we are. And for those of you who are watching right now, sana In a few months' time, we're also gonna see you here in this Chilionnaire
Yes.
here. And I am very much looking forward to that. So ayun, maraming salamat, Graciela. What are your parting words to our audiences, especially those who are wanting to enroll then with the workshop? Kasi we're not yet launching, medyo tagal pa. So
Yeah.
what's your last words for the people who are watching us tonight?
Huwag kayong matakot mag-invest. First yan, huwag kayong matakot mag-invest kasi it will really, as in, super worth it talaga pag Basta, hindi, yung workshop, hindi yun siya, hindi yan siya like, pag nag-enroll ka, millionaire ka na agad. Walang ganon. Hindi yun ganon. Hindi, walang ganon. Walang ganon.
Kung
Scam
ganun yung
yan.
i-expect nyo, ako yung pipigil sa inyo, wag.
Scam yan. Hindi kayo pwede mag-enroll kung ganyan yung iniisip niyo. So, ayun, mag-enroll kayo and basta take action. Take action. Make everyday, like, gumawa kayo ng isang task, mas small or malaki everyday na that will, parang lang siya, imagine parang a cup na everyday, pag may nilalagay, sige, ipon na lang. Like, kahit piso or magkanong amount man yan, as long as may ina-add ka doon for your goal, yun lang yung gagawin mo. Be consistent and then, ayun, kaya nyo yan. Basta as in, super, sa first pa lang, i-chat nyo ako kung napanood na yung first part ng video na ni-share ni Nian about sa non-negotiables. Ayun, magkakasundo tayo. Ayun, don't be afraid. Kaya nyo yan.
So I really love that from her. I mean, if you're not an action taker, I mean, I posted this nga parang kung hindi ka action star, no.
Yeah.
Action star lahat. So, meaning all the things that you need are conveniently compiled inside.
Yes.
So, ayun na lang. Yun na yung giveaway natin. Proposals, nandiyan na. Things to ask to your client para ma-close mo yung deal. Nandiyan na din everything that you can think of, and it's updated naman every time. So, it grows while the students grows then. So, ayun, thank you for tonight, Graciela, and maraming salamat for everything that you shared, and we hope to have you soon again. So, ayun, maraming salamat. Yan na lang din for our audiences. Thank na lang din Graciela kasi syempre nabawasan ng 1 hour yung tulog niya.
Sa tulog nagbawas.
Ayun. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you din sa mga nanonood. Thank you.
Ayun. So, thank you guys for tuning in to our second episode of the Chilionnaire Share Chair. On the next episode, of course, we have another one, and that's next week. We're gonna be posting the schedule sa group, so abang na lang kayo doon. And for those of you who are wanting to be on the wait list of the Branding That Sells workshop, here's the link. It's viewsworkshops.com, and we're gonna send you updates once na okay na and we're ready to go again. And maraming salamat again for tuning in tonight. Goodbye and good night.